First, we're going to talk about money. We have Bill Dawley. He is the Executive VP and Division Production Manager of Amegy Bank, helping people not just here in Houston, but well beyond. Bill, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be here. Thanks for the invite.
And I want to add also, you are a former professional baseball player. That's super awesome.
Yes, I'm very blessed. I've had two very successful careers, and I've been doing the mortgage side of it for almost 30 years. It'll be on June 1st, will be 30 years coming up.
That's unbelievable. Well, let's first talk about money in Amegy Bank. Let's tell people what you do there.
All right. Well, I'm in charge of mortgage production. So, Amegy, if you don't know the story, is a great story. So Walter Johnson, in 1990, if you remember, Bill, you were telling me that you moved back down here from the Pittsburgh area, Pennsylvania area, to come here. Banking business, savings and loans were going through turmoil in the South, in particular in Texas. So Walter Johnson in 1990 said that Texas, Houston in particular, needs to have a financial institution that can be able to be a good-sized bank and but also have the community feel. So he and 134 other investors raised $50 million, opened up with one branch, 20 employees, $50 million worth of assets, and today we have over 1,600 employees, 75 locations, and we're about $13 billion in assets.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yes, very, very. And Walter is in his early 80s, and he works every day. So he sets the tone, and he actually was a big part, probably the biggest part of building our new building over here across the street, 1717 West Loop South.
And the first thing I think of when you said he works every day, I'm going to guess he loves what he does. And I heard it said many times, and that is, it's not work unless you'd rather be doing something else. I know if I could keep doing this, I'm going to keep on going.
Without a doubt. He's every customer he runs into, I could sit here for 2 hours and tell you some stories that he has shared and others have shared about Walter. So everyone is a potential customer, and he looks at it that way.
And let's tell people some of the distinctions about Amegy. There's so many choices, certainly title companies, real estate professionals, but as far as Amegy goes, you have a unique position with the company, and you get to see real estate not just here in Houston, but also in the Southwest.
Well, the bank side of it, we're very proud. We're a bank that does very well with family businesses. Think about it. If it's a family business, you have a lot of family members in the business itself, and it's a different dynamic. And so the business banking, and we're very proud of this. We every year we give back to the community over $1 million to local charities. And our employees do a very, very good job of going in there and actually not just providing money, but dedicating their time. And we're the largest financial institution in Houston for donate money to the United Way. Very proud of that.
And as far as, let's a two-part question. The market outlook, everyone wants to know that this time of year. Let's tell people, from your perspective, the market outlook here in Houston, but also in the western states that you serve.
Yeah, my title is in the mortgage side of it. And so we've had some unbelievable years in Texas, and I'm also, as you mentioned earlier, in Arizona. The Southwest, the Sun Belt states have really come back. You know, with the exception of Texas, the Californias and Nevadas, the Arizonas, the Floridas really took a hard hit around 2007, 2008 with the housing crisis. Texas, we did not take that big of a hit. And the biggest reason, if you want to look at real estate, and I know we have some other real estate professionals coming in after my conversation here, but to have a natural appreciation of 5, 6, 7% a year, that is fantastic. When you start jumping up to double digits, typically what goes up fast comes down fast. And Texas has done a very good job of having really good appreciation values that we can sustain those over a period of time.
And let's say out in the Southwest, how's it looking there? And that's Arizona, right?
Yeah, Arizona. Matter of fact, I'll be flying out there tomorrow. Arizona's doing well. It came back. It took a hit in 2007, 2008. Their values were well into the double digits. And again, probably 08, 09, they probably lost 20, 30% of their equity, but it's come back big time. It's doing well.
As I mentioned, you have been a professional baseball player, No one else in this room at least can say that. But let's tell people some of the teams that you've played with. You've been with the Astros, but let's tell people some of the other teams. Also, how is that like as far as the business world? What are the skills that you learned there and that you now use today?
Great. I'd love to talk about it. I'm very blessed. I was drafted by the Cincinnati Reds when I was 18 years old. So my first plane ride was to Billings, Montana. Rookie ball at 18 years old. Was on my own, making some money. Not a lot of money, but I was get to play baseball and got to be paid for it. So I was with the Big Red Machine, Cincinnati Reds. Got traded to the Houston Astros in 1983. Played here 3 years. Chicago White Sox for a year. Was in the World Series in 1987 with the St. Louis Cardinals. 88, I was with the Philadelphia Phillies. 89, Oakland and Milwaukee. So I got to pitch in an All-Star game and in the World Series. And so 14 and a half years professionally, a little over 6 years in the major leagues. And now I'm on to this. So to answer your question, though, Bill, there's a lot of alikes, if you will, between professional sports and the mortgage business and banking business. Competition. I love competition. Discipline. Learned some things really early in my life about disciplines. It carries over into the professional realm of the mortgage business. And then numbers.
Statistics.
I would always tell people that I could tell everybody what my ERA was by giving up a run while I was still pitching on the mound. And today in the mortgage business, it's all about results. How many loan applications are you taking? How many loans are you closing? And so I don't need to follow the 35 loan officers that we have in Texas. And I will tell you, we have 25 loan officers in Houston, and they're the best of the best. I've already talked to a few people today, gave my card out. I would love to have the opportunity for them to shine because I'm very confident of their abilities.
When we started mentioning your career, I heard the crack of the bat, as I know many listeners did, far and wide. Baseball is such a tremendous sport. You had the opportunity to do that as a living. Like you said, you made some money, you learned business lessons. Let's go back, though, to the pressure. I mean, real estate professionals in the mortgage, certainly realtors all around, they're under pressure. They get paid on what they do, on strictly performance, much like Major League sports.
Yeah, without a doubt.
About 60.
Too, Bill, is most of my career I was always a relief pitcher, but most of my career I was at the stopper, the last reliever in the game. And I thrived over pitching in front of 60,000 fans in a visiting ballpark, say Dodger Stadium, a couple runners on base, trying to get that hitter out. Because when I walked off that mound being successful, I just made about 60,000 people unhappy. That was a thrill for me. But of course, if it was at home, I'd want them to go home happy. But I thrived off that competition.
Bill, let's tell people how they can reach out to you and your company right here in Houston or anywhere else.
Well, if they want to go online to amegybank.com, we have a great website. If they want to reach out to me personally, it's my name, bill.dawley at amegybank.com. And I'll definitely will try to help you out on whatever service levels you need.
He is Bill Dawley. Check him out at amegybank.com. Thank you, Bill. And he'll be back later in the show. We're going to come right back with more guests and so much more on this show, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Tuttle.
Thank you.